What's up everyone, John from ARTV. It is time for a review of the debut album Animal that came out in 2010. It's by Kesha, and she's finally putting out that new album, Rainbow. I'm excited for it, and this review is either in anticipation of that or else in celebration of it just coming out, or maybe it came out a while ago. Depends whenever you discover this review. But if you're watching, thanks. You can check out my Rainbow review. It's either on my channel now or else it's coming out very, very soon. Now, Kesha has always been an artist that I enjoyed, and even though in my early days I did consider her a bit of a guilty pleasure, I was blessed enough to have friends that just embraced this as well. I had friends at my Christian school that liked Kesha and Lady Gaga and Taylor Swift alongside like rock and other stuff. I suppose those last years in high school weren't so bad after all. Kesha is an artist that just wasn't afraid to have fun, show off her trashier side as well, and just be very blunt about whatever it was that she was talking about. And yes, I understand that many of these songs come across very, very cheesy, sleazy, but at the same time, I point you back to the fun aspect of it. These songs are meant to either have a laugh to, relate to, because maybe you've been through a similar situation, like, oh, I don't know, Backstabber, or Party at a Rich Dude's House, or Dinosaur, which I oddly had female friends back in the day that told me they really related to the whole old men hitting on them type thing. Whether you're relating to her songs or you're just looking to cut loose, this Kesha album definitely has some jams. But I will say this before we even really get into it, I'm not a huge fan of this album. I mean, I definitely prefer Warrior over this. She was much more solid all throughout, consistent with her themes, and the musicality of it was much better. This is definitely kind of doused in electro pop all throughout Animal, and definitely some hip-hop influences and that sort of thing as well, which isn't bad at all. I think all of the singles from this thing were fantastic, uber catchy. Take It Off probably being my absolute favorite of those big singles, the most impactful to me. I love that 4 on the floor electro synth stomping beat that's so much fun, and even the vocoded vocals filled with auto-tune and other effects all throughout not only this song Take It Off, but throughout the other singles like the huge hit TikTok that just propelled this record in the first place, or the other moments that it's showcased throughout the record. It doesn't bother me. Those aren't the things that bother me with this record. I think whenever it gets bogged down is some of the lyrical content and some of the songs just kind of running together. It overstays its welcome. It's 46.5 minutes long, and it feels that in places. It's like some of these songs could have easily been chopped off. It's 14 songs. I think this should have been a more compact 10-song project. Let's recap the 4 big singles from this project. You've got TikTok, Take It Off, Blah 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 featuring 303, which, let's be honest, we know that came out sometime between 2008 and 2011 because why else would anyone want 303 on their song? And of course, Your Love Is My Drug. Those are the 4 big singles from this thing, and all of them charted within the top 10 of the Billboard Hot 100, which is very impressive. She had a little streak going there for a while with all of those top 10 hits. It seemed like she was unstoppable, and I think a lot of why Kesha just kind of fell off a little bit, not only with the lawsuit and everything like that, that's something out of her control with all of the delays there. I think her second album, Warrior, didn't perform as well because obviously it wasn't as commercially appealing, and I totally respect her for that move. In terms of all the success that these singles saw, I was all for it. I was loving Your Love Is My Drug. There was a really funny parody music video featuring Jack Sparrow dancing to this song that just really got me attached to it, and I ended up listening to the album even more after that, and I started to appreciate maybe some of the other deep cuts. It's weird saying deep cuts, especially from an album like this. But seriously, it was something that definitely just drew my attention to it. And I had heard TikTok, I liked it enough, but I didn't think too much of it. But I started hearing moments like that, and then Blah Blah Blah. I was really into 303 at the time, so obviously I was all over that. And then Take It Off, which is my favorite of the singles, like I mentioned, and it's one that has kind of a darker side to it, and I like that. And she embraces that on other moments here, like Hungover. It's another song that I like because it does kind of have a more intricate and personal side to it. She's basically saying, like, after the party, something has to happen. You wake up inside, you think about everything, you can't just keep drowning out the emotions. And it seems like she does try that all throughout. She tries to drown out those emotions on Boots and Boys, which is one of the more annoying tracks in my opinion, Party at a Rich Dude's House, and Blah Blah Blah, where she's saying, you know, I'm putting all these feelings aside because you just keep talking, I just want to fuck, I just want to have a good time, whatever it might be. But at the end of the day, it seems like she's willing to admit, at least this early on in her career, that she does have some feelings and that she's just putting them off. Going with the flow of personal leaning songs, we have Blind, which is another slower one that I admire the acoustic guitar on. It definitely separates itself musically, but it does wander a bit in terms of its message within the song. And then we also have Steven, which I really like the kind of layered vocals on the intro to that track. It's one of the first songs that Kesha ever wrote. And if you know anything about Kesha, you know that her mom is a big part of what she does. Her mother was a musician herself. She raised Kesha on music, and this is a song that they wrote together. And Steven definitely underwent some changes, but I love the transformation that it saw. This album is at its best whenever Kesha is loud, having fun, and just losing control. Kiss and Tell, for example. She's like going all over this kind of bouncy beat, and she's talking about like, hey, maybe you shouldn't have run your mouth about all the things that you did with these other girls, all the other people you hooked up with. I'm gonna go leave you, do the exact same thing. It's moments like that that are club ready for just the summer dance floor or whatever the situation might be. That, and then Dinosaur, for example, is another great one that I have a ton of fun with because the way that she just seems so blunt. It seems like she's the type of person, especially at this time in her life, that literally would have said these things to somebody's face because she just doesn't care. Outside of the singles, some of the songs definitely drag, but it's not like I don't like them, it's just that I feel kind of meh to them, especially now. It's like a lot of them feel very dated. And with pop music, it is a hard chord to strike whenever you can say, I made something that feels a bit more timeless, or maybe just, you know, not totally cringy. And not saying that anything on this record is cringe by any means, it's just something where I can't find myself either relating to or else interested in a lot of the deep cuts, like Party at a Rich Dude's House, Dancing with Tears in My Eyes. Even though I do like the kind of personal feel to the song, it just feels a bit done before. Even the closing track, Animal, it has elements that I like, but overall, not totally sold on it. I love a lot of these songs, I really do, but it's not something that you can just throw on every week or every month or even every 6 months. It's something that you occasionally revisit and you're like, you know what, that wasn't half bad, and I remember that time in my life. I think her second album, Warrior, is definitely the superior album in terms of her first 2 releases, and if you haven't seen my review of that, I will put an annotation at the end of this video. For me personally, like I said, not feeling too attached to it, but I do love some of the songs. I'm gonna give it a strong 3 out of 5. Looking back at this album 7 years later, what do you think of it? Let me know in the comments section down below and leave a like on the video while you're at it. Don't forget to support me on Patreon if you're able to. It's the annotation over in the corner of this video, or you can click right here for that Warrior review, or the new Kesha review, or something else until that comes out right here. Socials in the description, and I'll see you very soon for more videos on ARTV.